Ready to get your shit together? Isn't that what we are all truly trying to do? In this fun, life hack full show, we will learn together how to navigate this roller coaster called life. We, as glorious messy humans, can sit in the proverbial third car, grumpy and bored, or in the front of the roller coaster having the time of our lives. What do you choose? In this show, you can expect meaningful content and practical takeaway tools to make life easier and exceptionally more joyful. There will be epic guests who already love their lives, allowing them to share their get your shit together tips and words of wisdom. Life is too long and too short to not love your life. Welcome to Get Your Shit Together Live with Amy Joy. Hello and welcome to Get Your Shit Together Live with Amy Joy, and I'm your host, Amy Joy. Congratulations on your abundance. I want you right now to look around and notice, like really notice how abundant you really, truly are. There's so much abundance. You probably have a roof over your head right now. You maybe even have heat on in the house. Maybe you have a cozy sweater on. You've got kids or grandkids running around. How abundant are you? There's a program that wants to make you feel otherwise, wants to make you feel like there's lack. It's not true. Congratulations on your abundance. All right, we have an amazing show today. I am so excited to have Kelsey Garcia with us today. She is a professional musician. She is a death doula. She is many things, and she is my girlfriend, and I am very excited to have her. So we are going to learn today about the process of death and how death can be a catalyst for a life lived well. It's a life hackful show. Always stay tuned to the end for Mantra Magic. Mantra Magic's back. Woo! So fun. And we have meditation moment. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending your very precious time with us today. I love you. I appreciate you. All right, here we go. It is time to change your state. Elevate. We did it. We moved in just the right amount of time. So this is Kelsey Garcia. Hello. And she is going to do our Change Your State Elevate today. So Kelsey, it's all yours.
Amazing. This is a quick Kundalini practice. Typically it's 3 minutes per section. We're going to do lower chakras, mid, and then higher. But they're just quick breath work. So we're going to do 1 minute each just to activate. If you're in a hurry and you don't want coffee, or you just want to ground before an interview or a TV show, this is great.
Nice.
So you're going to start, we're going to start with our lower chakras. So this one, we can just have our palms up on our lap. And if you're on your first day of your cycles, just deep breathing here. Otherwise, you can do a breath of fire. So we'll do this for 1 minute. It's all about keeping your breath consistent here. It doesn't matter if it's fast or slow. Thirty more seconds. Seconds. Three, 2, and 1. Take a deep breath in and hold your breath at the top. And just start to imagine this root growing into the ground as you connect. You can let go of the breath. Now we're going to do this technique where we're going to splash water. So if you feel more comfortable, you can sit cross-legged still. And then we're just going to we're splashing water up into the three chakras. So up here, so we're going to bring the energy to our heart. And the same as a breath of fire or a long, deep breath. Thirty more seconds. Ten seconds. Strong breath. Three, two, and one. Take a deep breath in.
Ooh.
Notice you're starting to feel maybe a slight vibration or even maybe a little lightheaded. Just hold there and just release when you're ready. And our last one is to activate the highest, and this is actually going to eradicate any ego as well. Let's scoot back a little bit. So this one, normally I put my hands straight up, so you're not going to see my thumbs, but we want to keep our thumbs out facing each other. And this is what it's going to ego eradicate. This will open up the 10 bodies. You have 10 electromagnetic fields that are extending your aura. So this will charge all the way out to your 10 bodies and also bonus, eradicate some ego throughout the day. So let's go. 1 minute. Ready? Thirty seconds. Ten seconds left. Strong breath. Three, two, one. Deep breath. Hold at the top. Just notice all your body activated.
Wow. I love learning new things. Isn't it fun? Fun to learn new things. Thank you, Kels.
Yeah, thank you.
Wow. I'm a little
buzzy.
Let me come back. Woo-hoo. All right. It is now time to get our shit together. All right, so we have the amazing Kelsey Garcia here. She is a multifaceted musician. That's putting it like, she's unbelievable. She's the best singer I know. So just saying. Psychic medium and death doula. Throughout life, music would guide her and her audience into profound experiences of bliss and connection, healing, and happiness. Here, she has realized that a life worth living starts now by pursuing your passions and not waiting for death's arrival to savor the richness of life. Welcome, Kels.
Thank you.
So
Thanks so much for having me.
So I'm going to give you a moment just to connect with the audience and tell them a little bit more about you. Give them a little foundation.
Amazing. Hello, everybody. Originally, I'm from Indiana, so I am a Midwest gal living in Mexico. And I have experienced a lot of death very early on at age 12, then 21, and then 26. I'm now 31. And it was really beautiful to experience these things now in hindsight, because I was able to really start to believe in myself at a young age and really see that following your passion, and if you don't know what that is, following things that give you excitement. So for me, it's led me to finding my favorite place in Mexico, finding this beautiful community of friends, and really getting to live a beautiful life by following joy, which is, I think, what we're here to talk about.
We talk about joy a lot here, don't we? Amazing. So for those who don't understand, what is a death doula? What is that?
Death doula is very similar to a birth doula, except we are helping someone transition into the phase back to where they came from. So basically what you do is you can aid. There's different sections. My preferred is to sit with the person that is going to be transitioning. Death doulas can also be during aftercare with the family. A lot of times they don't help plan the exact funeral, but they'll help everyone be on the same page. The person passing, if that means they want to be cremated or buried. There's a lot of actually other methods now to, you can turn into a tree or get pressed into a diamond. There's a lot of cool things.
What?
Truly is amazing. And so a death doula basically is how to make your state comfortable. So just like a birth doula, if you want to have a home birth versus hospital, it's the same. Do I want to be at your house as you're passing? Do you want to be alone? Some people don't really want to be with their family, and some family members have a hard time being with their loved ones. So basically my job is to come in, see what you like, and really to listen. I think that's my number one job, is to listen to what you want and me to support what you want.
And what has been the feedback from that? Yeah, what's your experience with that? It must be magical on lots of levels.
It is magical. I think for me, because I have made friends with death at this point, that it's really fun to hear about people's lives. In my case, I've spent with people that are quite older. Sometimes you can have a terminal illness, so you can be a lot younger, but people I've worked with are older and have amazing stories to tell. And I think for them, they talk about certain regrets they have, because that's what they want to share. I wish I did these things. So it's nice to sit there and listen to what they wish they did. And then also some of them lived their lives. And it's really beautiful to take inspiration from that and be like, wow, even in the 1950s, you risked moving across the entire world to save your family. Amazing. So
awesome. So can you please share what personal story was the catalyst for this for you?
How I went into death doula, because I didn't realize my first cousin, which was more like a sister, died when I was 12 in a car accident. And obviously that was the first loss I experienced, and that changed a lot of things. The second death was at 26 when 21 when my best friend died. He drowned with me. And obviously that shakes your world. But this is the person who showed me I could play music. So again, it was like I was supposed to meet this person. He showed me who I was. He believed in me. So that was also like, wow, okay, here's this 30-year-old who just passed, but had already lived my goals. He had played at Red Rocks. And I was like, wow, I can do this. So those next few years, I was almost living for him. Everything was dedicated for him. Every song was dedicated. Every show, I could feel him. And I started to understand, I think during that death, because I was quite, I was 26, or sorry, I keep saying 26, 21. Okay. I was 21. I started to understand energies a bit more as well. That was the first time I felt a spirit after he passed. I felt him in my house because he was my roommate at the time. And we had this beautiful party celebration for him where all these musicians in Austin, Texas came. And I felt my first spirit. And I was like, oh, and I know it was him because I'd spent all my time with him. But the real transition for me into changing the whole rest of my life was when my mother passed. And that was just a few years ago, 4 years ago. And that was when I was 26. That was clearly a pivotal moment.
Of course.
And the beautiful thing about that is, because if you hear me now talk about my mom, I'm like the biggest fan. I'm like, she's the best person. She was the best mother. If you would have asked me that when she was alive, I probably would have changed subjects. I didn't have the best relationship with her. I didn't feel loved. I never was told that I love you, Kelsey. I'm proud of you. But there was something that when she became sick with cancer, I knew based on my other experiences that this is my choice to really change not only my life, but just know that I can be there for someone. So I chose to start being in hospice, which was the first time. I didn't realize I love older people because they're so fun. First of all, they have this lightheartedness and typically no filter. They will say what they like. And I love that. I love authenticity. So for me, that was a really beautiful space to be around. And some are negative, and I can just look past that. So my mom had terminal cancer over actually 5-year span. She went into remission one time because I think of stubbornness, more so than chemo stubbornness. But the final moment I think that changed my life was there was one day. I come from a family of women, so we go everywhere together. And one day I got dropped off. It was the only day I saw my mom by myself. And I went in about my day, and I passed the front desk. I see all the nurses. They say hi. And then I got to her door, and I just froze. And something inside me was like, you just need to wait. And I thought about what I was feeling, and I was like, okay, she's not here. And I hadn't gone in yet, and I just knew. And so I'm waiting, and I just kind of get up the energy to be like, you have to do it, you have to go in. So I turn around, and I go in this room. My mom is laying in her bed. She had morphine, so we couldn't keep her at home anymore. And I go in, and her eyes are open. And we do this beautiful thing, both her and I, with our feet. We just constantly rub them. Even if we're asleep, we're just like, it's like, must be a nurture thing. And they weren't moving. And I remember that was my sign of like, okay. Nothing really happened at first. I just approached the bed, and her mouth was a little bit open. And I looked at her, and I just started to realize something, that I got really close to her eyes. And I just put my face right in front of hers. And I saw this woman who raised me without a soul. And I just saw these beautiful green eyes that were metallic when she was living, literally metallic, looked dull. And I remember kind of like looking at her body and not really thinking anything and just being very present. And it's not because I was thinking to be present. It's just this whole experience was just encompassing. And I chose to touch her body. And I touched her on her shoulder at first, and I kind of was shaken. And I remember feeling like, wow, the pulse of a person sleeping is still strong. And that was kind of when I started to realize like, okay, I'm going to touch it again. But I had fear this time because I had a feeling like, what if she comes back? She's very funny. So she was going to be like, hi, just one more time, you know? And I felt the body. I was like starting to piece all these years of experience of traveling and looking for even a spiritual teacher. I realized in this moment that death was that teacher. And it was very quick because I just could see that we acknowledge that we have something larger than our body. We're like, she's not here anymore. We say all the time, he's not here. I was literally looking at her, and I know that she's not here. So I think that actually just closed a huge cycle for me of years of traveling, especially in Asia, looking for this. Well, I tried different religions in general, trying to find this. And I realized it was with my mom in this moment that I knew I could feel her, and that we are so much greater than our body. And then it got too much. I was like, I have to leave the room because it started to sink in. I'm like, okay, my mom's not here anymore, you know, but I hadn't processed. So I leave the room. And then it wasn't until I saw one of the nurses, she's running to, I think, her best friend who was on a lunch break. And they see me just walk out into the hallway and they look at me and they just go, oh. And I go, is she? And they go, yeah, baby, she dead. And it wasn't until this beautiful Southern woman just tells me my mom is dead that I started crying, because I think until then it was just so spiritually profound that I knew that she was around. I could feel her love still, and that her body was just sitting in the room until my mind caught up of like death, cry, process. And after that, I had different questions.
Wow.
And so
I'm going to just pause there. So for those of you on Facebook and can interact, I would love for you to put in the chat your loved ones that are coming to mind right now, just to honor them here in this space. and to know that their souls are still living on. They're not gone. It's just different, right? And I had a similar situation. I was 18, and one of my best friends died right in front of me. He was 25 years old, and apparently he has arteries to his heart were really small, and I guess he was a walking time bomb, but to me, he was alive and well, and we were always up to no good. The two of us, we'd do these like water balloons, but it was a huge slingshot, and it would take three people, two to hold it really tight and one to pull it back, and it would launch for hundreds of feet, like football fields. Anyways, he was amazing, and I had to go through that process too of he's not here, but I still felt him, and I would see him. I felt like I kept seeing him even though he wasn't there, and just understanding that these souls are around. My dog recently passed, and we were just talking this morning how we feel her. I feel her all the time here, and I'll just yell out, "I love you, Mai." Her name's Maya, and we called her Mai. And I just talk to her all the time. So tell me a little bit more. What happened next?
I think my question changed. I think about death, because I am from Western culture, so that wasn't something that's around. And I feel like I got to experience something. Amy, you've been to India. So I would love to hear about that as well, because I started picturing that river, the Ganges. I think I'm saying it right.
Yes.
In India. And it was like, I started getting signs about places to start asking questions about places that really are openly talking about death. It's no wonder I live in Mexico and we have Dia de los Muertos, where we build beautiful altars and dance and put their favorite foods out, because we don't have to forget them. You know, we can honor them forever, and they are so close. So I think my questions before was like, okay, is this even real? Is there something past death, you know? And in that moment, for sure, yes, because I could not only feel her, but she started giving me signs. It was 5 days later, I was at a very packed airport. A random woman touched me on the shoulder and was like, "Hey, do I know you?" I was like, "No, you don't." Very long story, but basically I met the first medium I had ever met, and she channeled my mother. And she got to say the one thing I always wished for, which was, she said, "I love you." And I know it was her because her body changed, and the medium was crying, but I could tell it wasn't her because she opened her eyes eventually. It's like, "Kelsey, are you okay?" And I was like, "Why would she say that?" Oh, because she was a different person. So for me, I had a lot of closure with the medium. And then, I don't know, it lit this fire. Death lit this reality in me to start living. My mom was 62 and was a beautifully fun woman, creative woman. And I feel the loss for her was just never doing what she wanted. And that was why we had such a tough relationship, is I was always doing what I wanted. And that triggered her. And so it made for a very difficult relationship to understand each other. So I just dedicated really my whole future now to really start living, because if I live to 62, which I know I will have a lot longer, I'm very healthy, I have a positive mindset, but just have fun, do it. There's no risk to this other than like regret. And regret is the worst. I think that's what I've learned being a death doula, is people will 20 years later will still be like, "I really should have moved for that job. I really should have told that person I loved them." Because my mom had to come back through another medium just to say, "Hey, I love you. I always loved you." Because her ego was so big, alive, and all through her pain and her pain body. So just do it, risk it. So that was so beautiful for me. And I'm dedicating my life now. Well, now I've become a medium as well. I'm in school still for that. And they're all connected, all these little, I would call them sacred breadcrumbs.
I love that. Sacred breadcrumbs.
Sacred breadcrumbs of like, okay, maybe you had to go through death at a young age, and your friends and your parents, but what can you take away from that? And for me, I know you choose your parents. So my spirit knows that my mom was going to pass young, but I also know that maybe my purpose is now helping people transition happily without regrets. Say those things. Leave behind things that you want your children to remember about you. So,
absolutely. So again, if you're on Facebook and can interact, I would love for you to just put in the chat there when you've noticed that your loved ones are nearby. Just put it there. Just, you know when you felt it. Sometimes they can get fun, right? Sometimes they're so moving stuff around. And
a new one I realized is smell. If you've ever been in your car or say in a room and you're like, do you smell popcorn? And like no one's making popcorn, but say like your mom's favorite snack was popcorn. Or once I was getting a massage and I asked this lady, do you smell car oil? She was like, yeah, actually I do. And I was like, do you know anybody that recently passed? And she was like, yeah, a dear friend of mine, he was a mechanic. And he was with her, and I could smell the oil on him.
Whoa.
So they're around. Smell's a fun one.
I think we have to break this paradigm of this whole ghost idea and that it being scary and bad and that we have to. It's not. It doesn't have to be that way at all. It can be wonderful. It can be really wonderful. Mm-hmm. What would you say to that?
Absolutely. I think movies are really good at putting fear into everybody.
It's called programming. So interesting.
I think, and also I have noticed for me is now that I'm starting to communicate in a direct line as a medium, people ask, can you talk to them for me? You can talk to them. That would be my one tip, is just talk to the room. And if you feel like maybe it was a sign, you're like, oh, maybe I saw like that light flicker. Ask again. Hey, if that's you, can you do it again?
Yeah.
Because they will.
Yeah.
And if it's not them, then, maybe you did just see that and you missed them, and that's fine too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I love this so much. So we're going to take a brief break. We have a commercial. This is a video of the last retreat we just finished, Get Your Shit Together retreat. It was so fun. So I want to give you a taste of the magic that happened there. And we have the next one, March 7th to 12th. So if you're interested to join us for the next one, I'll put a QR code at the end. You can go to amyjoycoaching.com, retreats, Get Your Shit Together retreat, and see for yourself, and you can apply. So I'm going to show you that. And when we come back, Kelsey's got a gift for everyone, or those who want one. So we'll be right back right after this. Here we go.
Sunlight fell, it reminded me that life can be so gracious sometimes. And I felt like everything around me was connected somehow. At night I hear the rhythm of the ocean as it breaks on the shore. And I think about all the things that I am grateful for. And they say, hold on to the ones you love, keep them close to you. And they say, hold on to this time we have, and let the light shine through.
Be present. Sometimes I get a little bit emotional when I see
bound by reflections of the memories they'll forever hold.
Oh, it sounds like a little baby. I know.
Hold on to the ones you love. Keep them close to you. And they say, hold on to this time we have, and let the light shine through.
So here is the get your shit together QR code. Whoop, moving things around here. You can go there, just take a photo of that, or go to Amy Joy Coaching /get your shit together and join the next retreat. There's limited spots, but I would love to have you. And yeah, all right. So, wow, things being a little weird here. It's almost like the other side, no?
Yeah, actually, kind of, yeah, exactly.
It's never done that. Okay. It's never done this before. It's kind of fun. All right. So, tell us what do you have for our guests?
All right. I am going to gift the first person, correct? That is going to respond to this a free session with me to 30 minutes channeling. So.
What is channeling?
Channeling is, I do the form of mediumship where I connect to your highest guides and or loved ones. I just ask who wants to step forward and they will give you messages. So sometimes it is someone that could be your grandparents, your parents, etc., your neighbors, even pets, and then oftentimes spirit guides as well. So whatever messages need to come through for you at the time, yeah, we'll do a 30-minute session. And
amazing. So you go to, ready? Kelsey Garcia 22 @gmail.com. Her first email that comes in will be the blessed recipient to have this 30-minute channeling session with Kelsey. I have witnessed this. It's very, very special. And yeah, please take advantage of that. Amazing. If you want to, also, she does it this is what she does. Yeah, so if you want to order one or book one.
Same email. You can just request a session as well. But Kelsey is Kelsey. Oh, good. I know there's a lot of versions of that. That's
true. I know, but not everyone else knows. All right. So what is I want to ask you a couple personal questions.
Okay.
Yeah.
Amazing.
If you could be remembered for one thing, what would it be?
Just positivity, fun. She was so fun because we need to be a little bit more lighthearted here on earth. You know?
Right.
Yeah, I would love that I was just a positive person to be around. I feel like nothing else you can do that's more fun.
All right. I love it. And what are you most proud of in your life?
I think always following my intuition, ending up on stage, doing what I love, singing. Because yes, I have these other passions with death doula and mediumship, but music is a way for me to express and connect to me. So I'm so proud that I get to perform in front of people and inspire them by singing and charging people up to dance.
So fun. So tomorrow night, if you're in Cabo, you got to come to Hotel El Gonzo because Kelsey's there with my sons, Braden and Tate, and Rodrigo and Mashad. It's a beautiful group of souls. Their name is Mad Max Resistance, and it's a hoot. They're so amazing, so amazing, and the vibe is just really cool. And look for them in the future. They're going to put some music out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's coming. So, and then she's in multiple bands and things, but we have to talk about your music because seriously, there's no voice like yours.
Oh, thank you.
And I don't know if you all remember, but Kelsey's the one who started Mantra Magic.
Yes.
Yeah, so she started Get Your Shit Together with Mantra Magic for months, and then she had other things she needed to do, and so we're sending her off with love and grace in that area. But yeah, she blessed us with those mantras. Yeah, what do you want to say about your music?
One, it's a huge gift. And if you play music, good job, because you picked a hard life path. They will tell you can't make money, you can't do that, and you can.
Yeah.
Because passion gets rewarded. And I think dedication to your passion gets rewarded. And it's led me all over the world to meet beautiful people, and it's a language in itself. So if I can't speak Spanish, I can speak music. And that's been a really beautiful gift for me, to connect to people quickly. And also, we know it changes people's states. So Amy does sound healings, and we see how beautiful that can change people. And sometimes if you have a serious job, you can get out there and just dance. For me, therapy is being on a dance floor. I can just let go. So I'm so grateful to hold space for that dance floor by singing. So yeah, I'm so grateful to express.
Amazing. So tell me, we talk about travel here because I love travel, and
Yes.
I know you were a little nomad for a while. So what travel experience have you had that literally woke you up and helped you get your shit together in some way?
Yeah, for sure. I think all traveling gets your shit together.
Right.
It's one, patience, for sure. But one experience, I was 15. It was the first time I left the country. I went to Jamaica, and I come from a very low income family, aka single mom. And I went with friends to Jamaica, and I remember we had this all-inclusive resort. It blew my mind. But one day we got to sign out and leave the resort, and we went to all these little shacks where all these Jamaican women were like braiding hair and they were smoking, and I did not know any of that existed. And I remember kind of wandering away from the family, as I still do. And I ended up in this one tiny little shack, no floor, it was sand, and these women were just drinking, I don't even know, some juices, braiding hair, talking. And I remember laughing so hard and not even realizing that they were living their best life, making these little bracelets, braiding hair in this literal shack. And I remember thinking, like, I want that.
Yeah.
Because I would go back to the resort, and a lot of people were complaining. And I was so aware still at 15 to be like, this is so complicated. Because right over that little bridge, they were like laughing and dancing and having fun. And I think that made me realize, like, it's a choice. Yeah. It's totally a choice. And that one, I chose to start traveling after that. Like, I think a year and a half later, I moved out of my house with my mom.
Okay.
And just started moving, because it's a choice to be happy. And if I wasn't happy at home, I was like, yeah, go. There's other people happy with less things, you know? They did not need money. And these were the funniest women I've still ever met.
I love Jamaica. When I was there, like, no problems, man.
Yeah, none.
And then they're like, we don't have problems. We only have situations. And I was like, that's amazing. It's true.
So
it's just a situation. It's not a problem. We can handle it. We're humans. We're amazing. We're so adaptable. It's amazing. I keep saying amazing. It's amazing.
It is.
And yes, travel kicks your butt and brings you so much joy, and they teach so much. I think that we should start a program and get every 11-year-old in first world countries to third world countries without their phones for 2 weeks and have them help somebody. And I think it would literally change the world, and there could only be peace, because you can't fight or murder or kill anybody when you've sat with them, laughed with them, ate with them. You can't.
I got chills. Yeah, understanding is love. It's understanding each other. So
yes,
that's how you get your shit together. You go meet people, understand, put yourself in their shoes. I love that.
Something we focused a lot on the retreat is life is happening for us, and everything is here to help us, always. And that philosophy alone brings so much joy. Life is happening for you, not to you. We're not victims, right? This is Earth school. I don't know where we think we are, that there aren't any bumps. This is a roller coaster. There's going to be a hill and there's going to be twists, and this is the way. And we can either go like, look, Mom, no hands, yay, through the roller coaster, or we can go, ah, and cry your way through the whole bloody thing, right? Which way are you going to choose to do it? This is why I have this show, because we get to share all these beautiful life hacks to help us navigate this roller coaster with more joy. So much joy available to us. Always. Thank you, Kels, for being here. I'm going to have you back on the end, and I'm going to ask you this very important question. If you were on a mountaintop and you had the whole world's attention and they were paying attention, and you could only share one thing with the world, what would that be? We want to hear about it, and we'll do that right after mantra. Well, we'll do it after meditation moment. I'll have you back on the end, okay?
Perfect.
All right. Amazing. Thank you, Kels. All right. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you, Brie.
Amazing. So now I'm going to move over. Here we go. Awesome. So now it is time for Mantra Magic. Welcome to Mantra Magic. We're back. And I'm so excited to introduce you to Fernanda Goni. We are here to give you Mantra Magic now. I have a partner. Woohoo! Maria is off to Guatemala. And super, super thankful to have Fernanda with us today. So here's your mantra for the week. Make today glorious. Mwah. All right. There's your mantra for the week. You can find it every Mondays on Amy Joy Coaching on Instagram. Go there and listen to the mantra. Get it stuck in your head is the point, so that you rewrite programs that aren't serving you. That is the purpose of Mantra Magic. Amazing. All right. It is now time for meditation moment. I want you to grab the kids, grab the grandkids, grab everybody around you, and have a seat. It's 5 minutes, just 5 minutes. You can do 5 minutes. I'm going to guide you, lead you. It's super simple. And what meditation is really is getting present to right here, right now. We're going to listen to music from the amazing Gary Malkin. He's a multi-Emmy winner. And funny enough, he's literally designed music called Graceful Passages. You can find it on Spotify. And it literally is designed to help people transition into the next phase, like what Kelsey and I have been talking about. So Graceful Passages, Gary Malkin, and you can find him on Gaia, Islands of Inner Peace, and he has shared this piece of music with us today. So here we go. You can just sit comfortably, cross-legged or chair. We're going to just put our hands on our lap. And I want you to take a deep breath in. Hold at the top and then go, ah. And then again. And this is called Serene Mind Practice. I learned this from my spiritual teachers in India. And when I say spiritual teachers, I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about the fact that we are multi-dimensional beings. We have the mind, we have the body, and we have the soul. So take a deep breath in. I want you just to notice your breath. How it enters your nostrils and how it exits. And now I want you to observe. How are you feeling right now? Are you feeling crappy? Are you feeling happy? Don't make it right or wrong, good or bad. Just notice. Just notice and breathe. Now I want you to visualize and observe. What are the thoughts running through your head right now? Are they thoughts of the past? Are they more thoughts of the future? Or are you here right now? Again, don't make it right or wrong, good or bad. Just notice and breathe. Now I want you to visualize a candle burning right in front of your eyes. Notice the reds, the oranges, the golds, the whites. Slowly slide that candle to the middle of your eye and watch it flicker there. And breathe. And with your hands on your heart, I want you to think about one thing that you are so grateful for. It brings a smile to your lips. And in this expanded place, I'm going to send you an energetic activation. It's called a Deeksha. I know it's sent with so much love. To receive it, all you have to do is set that intention to receive it. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Well done. Well done. 5 minutes. I call it 5 minutes of bliss. You can do this throughout the day. It's 5 minutes. Changes your state. If you're on Facebook and can interact, please let us know how you're feeling after that 5 minutes of bliss. I'm going to call Kelsey back. We're going to ask her what her nugget is. How was that for you?
Beautiful. Yeah,
Isn't
really,
that great?
really
5
beautiful.
minutes. Amazing, amazing. Okay, honey bunny, if you were on a mountain and you only had one thing to share with the world and they were paying attention, you can see the millions and billions of people surrounding the mountain, all of their faces and eyes looking up, seeking wisdom. What would you share?
that you're enough.
Hmm.
That you are enough the way you are, the way you want to live your life.
Yeah.
Just be you. You are enough. You deserve everything. You will have everything. And you are loved, but you are enough.
I love that you're saying that, because it's literally 90% of the things that I work with my energy work and trauma release is this program of I'm not enough. I'm not enough. They're not enough. He's not enough. She's not enough. The kids aren't enough. The house isn't enough. The job's not enough. It's a poison.
And it makes you not live until you're on your deathbed being like, I wish I did that. And it's like, do it.
It's
You're
not
enough.
true. It's a lie. It's not true. You are enough.
Yeah.
You are enough because you exist. You're just enough, period. Big period at the end.
Yeah.
Love that. Visualize the billions of people receiving that.
I would love that.
Right?
I'm like, please.
Hey, we're putting it out there right
Please.
now. We're one.
Please.
We're all connected. We get to send that message out today from get your shit together. Amazing.
You start with yourself,
Right?
That's how you get your shit together, No one's going to live your life.
Change yourself, change the world,
Mm-hmm.
change your frequency, change the world, change your vibration, change the world, change your story, change the world. I'm not enough as a story, y'all. It's just a story. It's not true.
Mm-hmm.
And when you realize, I always give yourself a high five. Oh yeah, I just told myself some bullshit.
And
Right?
I've been trying in the shower. Say this in the shower. This is a new technique I'm trying to decide myself, but it's working very, very well. I always say affirmations, but
Nice.
water takes 26 seconds to absorb into your skin.
Oh,
So imagine if you're in the shower. So it's already collecting data anyways, because water records. And so if this is in your mind and it's recording anyways, and then it's reabsorbing back into you in 26 seconds, don't be thinking about your day in the shower. Think about, I am enough. I am worthy of abundance. I am worthy of these things. So
I did not know that.
try it in the shower.
Interesting.
It's amazing.
So there's a movie, you can go to YouTube, watch it. It's called The Secret of Water, and you'll never look at water the same after you watch that. And it's funny, I've known some things, but I've forgotten. I bless my water, I bless my food, I send it high frequency and all of that. But in the shower, it's never occurred to me.
Same.
Interesting.
It was Veda Austin. I've been watching her studies, and I was like, "Ooh, well, let me try this in the shower." She hadn't mentioned that, but
so what is true? What is true? What is true? What is true? I am enough.
I am enough. I am worthy. I am worthy of abundance. I am worthy of gifts. I am worthy to express myself.
I'm healthy and strong. Every cell in my body is working for me now. Guys, if we can tell our arm to raise and fall, and we tell ourselves to get sick, what do you think's happening? The body is going to listen to the mind. So we have to stand guard at the gate of our mind. I imagine a little man with chainmail. Of course I have a man.
You're like,
I've been in my masculine a lot in my life. So I have a little man. The ghost thing's happening here. I have a little man that's guarding my mind. And no, you don't get to enter here. Look at this. It's so funny.
yeah.
Absolutely. We have to stand guard at the door of our mind. What are you watching? What are you watching? What are you watching? What are you listening to? What are these lyrics saying? Be careful. I have had some songs in my playlist that I'm bopping around to, and then I hear the words, and I'm like, oh, no. Turn it off. No, it's programming you. It's programming you, and you start believing this stuff like I'm not enough. Bullshit. Not true. It's not true.
So not true.
We get to say shit here. It's okay.
I love that. I was like, okay, this is good to know.
I think it's the best word ever. So love you guys. Thank you for being
Love you
here.
so much,
Appreciate you spending your very valuable time with us today. Remember that together we vibrate higher, and that, my friends, changes the world. We'll see you next week. All right. Yeah. Well, 2 weeks, every 2 weeks now. Every other week's a rerun. I have lots to do, so we're going to do it that way. I love you. Besos. Mwah.
Besitos. Thank you.
Thank you for watching Get Your Shit Together live with Amy Joy. If you'd like to follow us, you can on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Amy Joy Coaching. Appreciate so much your likes, comments, and shares. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please reach out. We'll see you next time.